Hey, friend, and welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year, girl. I pray that you guys had an amazing holiday season with your family, that y'all did all the things. Everybody's happy, healthy, and did all the va va boom. New Year's Day, I was at work with these kids, okay? But praise God anyway. If you are new here, I'm Dr. Sharla. I love helping women break free from the cycle of doing but not thriving. And I'm really excited for today's video because it's going to be brief. I wanted to really start off the year kind of smooth. I didn't want to come in here knocking y'all upside y'all head with all this mental health stuff. But I do want to talk about some strategies that I'm implementing to reclaim my mind and my time in 2025. Okay. Maxine Waters said, reclaiming my time. And I'm trying to do that too. And so there are three areas that we are going to talk about that are practical things. These are small things that you can do immediately, but they really are a part of what I call personal wealth management. I think that it's a tragedy that we oftentimes only equate wealth to money when you can have money, but if your health is in shambles, I wouldn't consider you wealthy because like the money gonna be here and you gonna be gone. Okay. And so I want to give you some practical things that a lot of times get overlooked in the new year. I want to give you some tools that I'm using, and I'm going to circle back to those books that I told y'all I made the video about. I recorded it. I just didn't like it. I didn't like the video, so I didn't post it. Okay. But we'll talk about some of the things that I've read last year in a book I'm reading now that I am using to implement some of my strategy. Now, I have some church announcements. One, we are redoing the Prescription for Purpose mobile app. And by we, I mean me. I mean she. I mean it's giving developer. And so I'm super excited to be rolling out our new app, The Spiritual Well. It's going to be coming here in the next couple of weeks. So definitely stay tuned. It is a mental health meets the Lord app. And I'm so excited. I'm definitely going to be dropping some videos. It has tons of resources, courses, lessons, video, audio, journal prompts, all the things. So that's where I've been, friend. I've been coding incessantly. I also have a new feature for you guys where I want to hear from you. So it's Ask Dr. Sharla, okay? The hotline, I don't know what to call it, friend. But if you click the link in the show notes, you can send me either audio or video messages. And it's something that I'm going to implement on my podcast this season when it starts back next week. And I wanted to bring it here to you as well. I want to hear from y'all. I love being able to interact with you guys. And if you have a question, you can drop it on in the ask line. So make sure you click a link in the show notes or the video description. I don't know what to say on YouTube, okay? But make sure you click the link, friend. If you have a question, you can literally ask me anything. If I don't know the answer, I'm going to tell you I don't know. Okay. Okay. Now let's get into these three areas where I'm reclaiming my time and my mind in 2025. First things first is my health. Okay. The first area that you need to focus in on in your personal wealth strategy is your health. I mean, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. And so here are some strategies that I'm taking. One, I found a therapist at the end of the year, so I'm continuing with therapy. That's going to make sure that I am mentally well. Two, I am making sure that I start my day before I get into work. I'm starting my day in my prayer closet, okay? Every day. I'm committing to doing that before I crack open any work and really taking the time to operate in the pace. Y'all remember it's part of my strategy, the pace and posture of grace in this season. And so to me, that is super, super important. I'm also implementing some prayer, quote unquote, office hours. I read this in a book recently that talked about, the person talked about having office hours with the Lord where they would just set an alarm in the middle of their day just to pray and refocus and regroup. And I did that today. Blessed. Do you hear me? Blessed. Blessed. Take 5-10 minutes, like as I transition between tasks. God, thank you for getting me through this. What you want me to do next? Huh? Go or what? Go take a break and text your friends? Great. Came back refreshed. Refreshed. I really loved it. I loved it. I love the office hours today. Top tier, highly recommend. The next thing that I want you to do in regards to your health is schedule all your appointments. Okay, that's all my things to do this week. Here are all the appointments that I will be scheduling, and I recommend that you schedule too. One, your primary care physician, like your wellness check, go get checked. That means getting your labs done, get your thyroid checked, your vitamin D, your B12. You have to ask for these things sometimes. Sometimes clinicians, depending on how they practice, aren't always doing labs annually. But I would highly recommend that you get your lab work done. So you want a CBC, CMP, lipid panel, thyroid, vitamin D, magnesium, B12, folate, hemoglobin A1C, and insulin. That's what I usually order for my kiddos. I'm not giving you medical advice, friend. I'm telling you what you should ask for, things to consider. Okay? Because you my sister and I want you to live well. So go get your labs done, get your wellness check done. Then I would definitely recommend going to the dentist. We should be going to the dentist every 6 months, friend. Okay. Go ahead and schedule that appointment. For me, I also need to add my appointment to go see the optometrist because I wear glasses. And so making sure that I'm doing that. And so all of that is a part of my health strategy. So, therapist, going to get all of my, labs to the doctor, my well check done, not waiting until I'm sick to go to the doctor. Okay, because some of us be like, "Oh, every time I go, they tell me I'm sick." That's because you wait to go. Okay. And then I will drop those recommendations for the yearly labs in the link to this video or in the description, but there it's just like a overall wellness panel, CBC, CMP, like rooted to the tutor type thing. And then I like to check those levels. A lot of us, especially Black women, have low vitamin D levels because we're melanated and have melanated skin. And vitamin D impacts not only your physical health and your bones, but your mental health as well. So it's really important that you are doing that. Go ahead and take you a one a day women's multivitamin. Okay. I just take prenatal vitamin. If there's enough for me and a baby, I'm about to take it. Okay? Like the end. There's enough nutrients in here. I'm gonna be well. I'm gonna take this. Now, they're kind of gross, but I take them anyway. The second way that I'm reclaiming my mind and my time in 2025 is via time management. Over this past week or so, I have gotten back to using my Notion appropriately. If you were looking for a tool to get organized, just find one that works for you. I love Notion. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. I love them. I do. I love them real bad. And so I have a phenomenal template that I have been using that I have built out this whole system to help me gather my life. I'm still working on it, but it's functional enough right now to get me through what I have going on and to get me through this second season or this last final countdown of school that starts next week. And so I highly recommend getting a tool to have a centralized space for you and your family and your life all in one place. Okay. On top of that, I also use an app called Family Wall. Family Wall has a free app, but it's a great way for me to stay organized with all of my appointments, everything that I have going on. My husband can add his appointments to the app as well. We can communicate. You can do grocery lists, all kinds of stuff in the free version of the app. So I'll link that as well. None of this is sponsored, by the way. I'm just giving you tea, friend. Okay. I'm just giving you tea of what I do. Notion has a free access. Family Wall has free access. And then also the third app that I am using to help reclaim my time and my mind is Opal. Opal is this app that keeps you from opening stuff you ain't got no business opening, like YouTube, Sharla. Okay. And so I needed Opal because the screen time app was being too kind in letting me override it. It was too much. I'd gotten too used to saying, give me 15 more minutes. And then by the time I look up, it's been 3 hours. And so I needed something more efficient to help me reclaim my time and my mind. And it's a great way to keep me in check because some of this stuff you're opening out of habit and it pops up a screen and it's just phenomenal. It gives you like 10 seconds before it opens up to allow you to skip. And it's like, are you sure you need this? And I'm like, oh, actually, I'm in the wrong app. Okay. Opal, phenomenal. Also, free version is what I'm using. Okay. Free 99 is my favorite price to pay. And then finally, the last way that I'm reclaiming my time and my mind in 2025 is through personal knowledge management. This is something that is a little newer to me. I learned about personal knowledge management at the end of last year. I'm in the middle of reading this book, really listening slash reading this book called The Second Brain by Tiago Forte. And he talks about personal knowledge management. I was in prayer a couple weeks back, and the Lord revealed some things to me about the knowledge that He's given me and why it's important for me to steward it well. And so I am telling you that it's probably also wise for you to knowledge or to steward your knowledge well, too, friend. Okay, because God gives us insight, wisdom, dreams, understanding, gives us ideas, and we need to make sure that we're accumulating them all in the right place. And I don't have a system for that, right? If knowledge is wealth, a lot of us, because we're not managing our knowledge appropriately, we're fumbling the bag. Tuh, okay? Fumbling the bag because knowledge is wealth and you done wrote it down somewhere and there's no organization, no just nothing. Okay. And so I am working on what's called my second brain, which is the template that I'm using in Notion after I've watched all the videos, done all the research, and all of the things. I actually purchased a Notion template from another creator because I wanted to save my time and spend it elsewhere, but also have the effectiveness. And so I was able to purchase the template, and then I customized it for my needs using the second brain framework that he talks about in the book. I highly, highly recommend. It makes so much sense. And so I want to give you some tips, tools, and some insight on why I'm taking this approach. One, when you are managing your health, okay, improve mood, because I'm going to be also, exercising, reducing my stress, and all of this stuff is going to help with your anxiety, depression, your vitamin D levels being low, making sure you're getting enough sunlight, especially if you are somewhere in where it gets dark in the winter. That messes with your brain. So you can do things like light therapy. There are a lot of these strategies that you can implement for your health that don't require medication, making sure that you're getting enough sun in your body, you're eating the right things. And so when we talk about managing our wealth through managing our health, our time, and our personal knowledge management, you're going to have improved mood, stress reduction, you're going to have more resilience, you're going to have better sleep. Okay, increased energy, better self esteem. Your time management is going to help you reduce overwhelm, have clarity. You're going to have better emotional regulation. You're going to be able to break out of that cycle of doing a bunch of stuff, but then not accomplishing anything. That doing but not thriving is because we don't see value in stuff like this. We don't see value in slowing down enough to plan out what the heck you're doing. So we're just doing the things because it seems like the right thing for right now, but you need to go back and look through all your notes, look through all your notebooks. The update to the Prescription for Purpose mobile app probably is what I should have did in 2023, but I was doing and not really executing from a position of thriving, not really making it make sense. Now it makes so much sense once the Lord revealed it to me. And so now I'm in a position where I feel like I'm playing catch up, honestly, but I'm not going to be. irritated by it, but I feel like I'm playing catch up, irritated with myself. But the lesson has been learned. Like, I need to steward my knowledge better. That means knowledge about everything. So then you can have an idea. God can give you a level of creativity, but a lot of us are inundated with so much information on a second by second basis that we don't have room to be creative. So another thing that I've done to reclaim my time and my mind in 2025, your girl ain't been on the TikTok in almost 6 weeks, like since I got out of school. I one, haven't had the time, two, haven't had the desire. And now that I've curated a better way for me to access entertainment, I have a lot more peace in my life. I still am up on all the things and like pop culture and all of that. But if I want that, I have a podcast that I like to watch. That's a pop culture podcast. If I want the tea, I'll get it over there. If I want church tea, I'll go to All Things Theology, right? If I want, like, I have places to go and get, this my source of entertainment. I'm a watch wrestling. Like, I have the things that I need, and I honestly don't feel like I'm missing out. You would have told me that 6 weeks ago, I wouldn't have believed you. But it gives me the room to have more creativity because I'm not inundating myself with all of these messages. I'm able to take a piece of information, actually process it, think about it, meditate on it, and then the Lord will give me creativity and strategy on how to implement it in my life. I welcome you to do it, friend. Okay. So I pray that this blessed you. I know that this was brief. Okay. I was here for a good time, not a long time. And let me give you those books that I read last year that I recommend too, friend. Okay. So if you are going to pull off of social media, you want to pour into yourself, here are my recommendations to read. One, Emotionally Healthy Spirituality. So good. Talking about why it's important to not ignore your emotions as a person of God. God installed emotions in our body with the iOS update, friend. Feelings have functions. And in the new app, I have created an entire feelings wheel function navigator. It's top tier. It's top tier. Oh my gosh. Feelings have functions. Get that book. Next, Charles Stanley's Emotionally Healthy Spirituality. RIP to Big Uncle Charles. I love this man. But this is where I learned the function and the role of Holy Spirit in my life and my appropriate response to him. This is a must read for anybody who is saved. I highly, highly recommend it. Learning how to live life in neutral and allowing the Lord to lead. Learning how, in John 15:5, I used to have a group called Producer Society where I was helping women produce. And then Uncle Charles was like, no, girl, like, you abide and the fruit is produced. You don't see trees out here like apples. No. And I felt like I got beat up. I was like, oh, correct. This is for those people who are struggling with understanding that the Lord allows us to do life with him, but we don't have to do life for him. He already died for us, loves us, and you have so much peace enjoying your life. Highly recommend. Last one, The Bait of Satan. Girl, unless you're ready to get your head snatched, don't pick it up. Read it. Because, girl, The Bait of Satan is offense. And I'm going to probably read all of these books again this year. I'm not even going to hold you as soon as I finish The Second Brain. This right here, also a part of the every Christian should read this book. It gives so much strategy and wisdom and biblical truth to how we deal with offense, what offense looks like, and gives us just a position on ensuring that we're not allowing unforgiveness to keep us hindered in our life. And so those are my three reads that I would have you recommend, or I would have you read rather. And I would highly recommend you read this year. Okay. I'll link all of the books and the things that I mentioned in the show notes below. I pray that this blessed you. We back next week, friend, with the shenanigans. Okay, with the shenanigans. I'm here next week. I'm a shenan once and I'm a shenan again because the content that we are coming out with is about to be fire. The app I'm excited about. Using the Ask Dr. Sharla. I don't know what to call it yet, friend, but you can ask me questions and I'm going to link that below too. I'm so excited for what God is doing and for us to be able to connect. I pray that this blessed you. I know this was not my normal-ish content, but girl, I'm going to do what the Lord say and put this video out, okay? I love you, friend. God bless you, and I'll talk to you later.